Welcome back to Awakening TV. I'm Heart Expert and the author of the book, Awakening to Your Story. Today we're going to talk about money. Money. I got a question from somebody on social media, and it was actually really perfect. It was brilliant. And I want to get to the question, but before we get started, I want to make sure that you understand I am not a money expert. Money is not my expertise at all. I am a human being who deals with money every day, and so I have inquired into many different approaches about money. One of my very favorite money experts is Denise Duffield-Thomas, and she does Lucky Bitch. She is Australian, and to this day, her accent runs through my head. So if you want to go more deeply into how to deal with money and money sabotaging and money limiting beliefs, I highly recommend her work, her books, her program. Follow her on social media. It's great. But money is part of a limiting belief, which is directly related to your heart, right? And so that's where we're going to talk today. Now, again, go out, throw the kitchen sink at it, find lots of people who talk about money and manifesting so that you can really wrap your mind around it. You know, there's movies out there, not just books. There's The Secret, which while it might be a little cheesy, it is really, really amazing when it comes to understanding manifesting, right? So as we jump in, remember, we're talking about your heart and how limiting beliefs about money interact with your story and being conscious in that space. So let's get to our question. I really like the self-help or self-improvement and enlightenment world, but why is everything so expensive? Shouldn't this kind of truth be free or at least attainable for all those who don't have money or don't want to spend money on it? Your sessions and your classes cost money. Actually, I was even noticing that Deepak Chopra and Eckhart Tolle are doing an online course, and it seems so expensive. Can you help me understand why? And can you help me understand why it can't all just be free? Yes, let's talk about it. Now, recognizing that money is an exchange, right? There's an economics to it. Like, there's a reason why Deepak and Eckhart are charging for their class. Yes, it's truths that are free to anyone, right? And most experts have free content that is readily available, books that are free, online content that are free. But there is an exchange of energy. If you pay money for something, you are invested in it, which means you're more likely to take full advantage of what is there, create ownership for it, right? It is just an exchange of energy. Now, I know I can hear it, but I don't have it. I don't have it. And you're right. I get that it's bumping up against your information, and we're going to talk about that today. But there is an economics too for them to make those classes and to put those classes out and to make it effective for everyone. That takes monetary energy to do all those things, right? And we cannot get nitpicky in someone else's bank account, but you can utilize the information that's in front of you, right? So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I love Deepak and Eckhart, and I think their classes, and anytime I've seen them speak in person, it's wildly amazing to me. They're such great speakers of truth. So we're going to kind of work on limiting beliefs in association with the person who wrote in, right? So understand that these limiting beliefs can be targeted around anything, but today we're going to focus it around money because we want you to be able to start really consciously stepping in and creating movement towards those beliefs that you cannot have the things that you want, and that includes money. So the first hard actionable of the day, transform your limiting belief to essential truth. I know I talk about this all the time, but you can never hear it enough. So when you think about this class that Deepak and Eckhart are doing, and you think about how expensive it is, I don't know what's coming up for this particular person, but I understand what's kind of coming up for a lot of people. I actually went online and did a little research on comments to see what people were thinking about these kinds of things. Now, some of the comments were, I can't afford it. That's out of my reach. This is just limited for the rich. The ones who need it the most are the ones who can't have it, right? Now, all these are limiting beliefs. And if it's in your sphere of thinking, that is a good sign, because it means that your heart is calling in something that needs to be changed and shift, because your capacity is wanting to expand. Your limiting belief is no longer fitting, and it's wrestling within you. And you're calling in, with law of attraction, you're calling in things to bump up against it so that you can create healing in that space. It's all an exercise designed for your higher good. That's right. I'm telling you that you feeling like this class is out of reach for you financially is for your higher good. It's there so that you can start to create movement beyond that limiting space that's keeping you bound and out of reach of getting what you want, right? So let's look at these topics and these examples, and let's kind of dig in. So I can't afford it, right? I can't afford it. So we've got to flip that limiting belief and then dig in. So I can't afford it turns into I can afford it, right? And you're like, no, I can't. And I'm here to tell you, you must rehearse what it is you want. If you have a limiting belief that says you cannot afford it, that may be the reality today. But the truth is, and where it is you want to go, is that you can, right? You don't have to know how that's going to work. You don't have to know how the money is going to come in. You just have to know the language of the truth that you want to hold. Think of it like rehearsing for a play. Would you get up on stage and be able to do everything all at once? Probably not. But if you rehearse it, all of a sudden it becomes second nature, and then that language is yours, right? So, I can't afford it, to I can afford it. Then dig in deeper, and it's money comes easily so that I can do the things my heart longs to do. That's the truth, right? It's the limiting belief flipped on its axis, and then creating ownership for what that means for your practical approach. Okay, let's go to the next one. That makes it feel out of reach. The amount of money makes it feel out of reach. Turn it on its axis, and it is in my reach. It is in my reach. What if that was your truth? It is in my reach. I don't have to know how it's going to actually come to me. I don't have to know where that money is going to come from. That's not up to me. It's what is up to me is knowing the truth. And the truth is that it's in your reach, right? Then go in deeper, and it's that the things I want are always attainable to me. Always attainable to me, right? Now, this language might be different for each and every person, but stick with it. Let's try another example. This is just limited to the rich, okay? There is no limit to who it can reach, right? If you flip it on the axis, there's no limit to who it can reach. And I am infinitely provided for. Just one way that you can boil it down and create ownership for what it is you want. I am infinitely provided for. I don't have to know where it's coming from, but I know that it's there. Pew, miraculous, right? Okay, the next one. The ones who need it the most cannot have it. Flip it on its axis, and the ones who need it the most can have it. I have it. I have it, I know it, and I own it, right? Your job is to start creating language and understanding and choosing which side of this dialogue you're going to be on. Are you going to be on the limiting belief side or on the side of truth? even if that truth is an idea that you haven't fully owned yet, right? Now, hard actionable 2, pay attention to how law of attraction is working in your life. I've done lots of episodes on law of attraction and how it works in your sphere, right? In your personal heart space, how it calls in and brings in things that are beautiful, that are aligned with your essential truth, and things that are aligned with your limiting belief. It doesn't necessarily have a choice or option. Whatever's louder within you is what it brings in, right? And a lot of times we have contradictions within us, and so we have things in front of us that are both. We have the I can't afford it and the oh, I have everything that I need, right? Pay attention to how law of attraction works for you. Now, let's go to the jellyfish beach versus the pina colada beach. I've talked about this a lot. As you're repatterning your thinking and you're creating ownership for your truth versus repatterning your limiting belief, the jellyfish beach is a great exercise to kind of wrap your head around what's going on. If you look at things and all of a sudden there's some volume raised on this idea that you can't afford something, right? Your job is to recognize, step in to hard actionable 1, recognize both sides of the story. Then, as you repattern it, it's as if you're standing up on a dune, right? Walking down to the beach. One path of thinking leads you to a beach filled with jellyfish and sharks and hot sand and no shade. And the other path, the path that is designed to fall in alignment with your truth, has chase lounges and palm trees and a pina colada waiting for you and clear water. Both are part of your story. Both are part of your thinking. Now your path to the jellyfish beach, you've walked up and down for a really long time. And it's kind of beaten down so where you see the sand through the grass. You're going to automatically want to go down that path. It's just second nature. So your job is to utilize the exercises. That's even on Facebook. If you see an ad come up and you think, oh, I wish I could have that, but I can't afford it. Stop. Your exercise is now. What is your truth? Not that you can't afford it. That's the jellyfish beach. That you can have everything that you want, right? Pina colada beach. It's now. It's a choice in your thinking. And every time you create ownership for that truth, you are telling the universe, this is where I am. This is what I own. And you're making movement forward, right? Law of attraction can come in and show you what it is that you're creating ownership for. Take time to really recognize what is being laid at your feet through your daily life, right? Now, let's go through the examples really quick so we can kind of decipher, right? What is the jellyfish beach versus the pina colada beach? So I can't afford it. That is jellyfish beach. The pina colada beach is money comes in easily so that I can do the things that I long to do. Jellyfish beach, things are out of my reach. I can't really have it. Pina colada beach, it is all within my reach. And the things that I want are attainable. So miraculous, right? Jellyfish beach. It is limited to the rich, and I am not rich. Pina colada beach, there is no limit to what I can have, and I am infinitely provided for. I am infinitely provided for. Not out of ego, out of heart, right? Jellyfish beach, the ones who need it the most cannot have it. Pina colada beach, the ones who need it the most are the ones who get it, right? The ones who get it. So pay attention to how law of attraction is working in your life. And this leads us right into hard actionable number 3. Gather up positive cellular memories. Now, cellular memories are memories that hit every cell of your being, that when you recall them, they actually send messages through your whole being, goosebumps, you can smell things, like it is like you're there all over again, right? And a lot of times with money, and this is one of the things that I'm so aligned with Denise, who does Lucky Bitch. She really looks at it the way that I look at heart work, right? she looks at money work. You may have positive cellular memories saying, I can, but you really, if you're bumping up against this information, you may have negative cellular memories telling you that you can't, and it's pulling against you, right? That fight or flight that I can't have. I know that I have had those things from my childhood that I'm still dealing with today in a manner of manifesting money, right? And so my job is to start gathering positive cellular memories. And it's been amazing because they are becoming stronger than the negative cellular memories, right? So as you're creating ownership for that truth, you're going to start to see things coming in. There may be a check in the mail that you didn't know was coming, or someone may gift you something that you wanted, right? Those are positive cellular memories. You've got to own them, right? Own them and cherish them and remember them. Write them down so that when you're in those moments on the top of the hill and you want to walk down the jellyfish beach, you can go, no, no, no. There's part of me, every cell of me knows that I can walk down the Pina Colada Beach, and it is getting closer and closer to being my honest truth, right? So I hope this helps you on your money woe, recognizing that any kind of enlightenment is a journey, right? If you're on this path of enlightenment, on this path of inner learning, you're going to have information that's going to bump up against stuff that is going to feel uncomfortable. And that uncomfortable part is designed to help you grow and to help keep you moving forward. So as you step in, know that life is happening for you, never to you, including all your money stuff. Now, go out and get more information from theluckybitch.com if you want to do more in-depth money work. You can also go to Awakening to Your Story TV, get some more episodes on figuring out how law of attraction works in your life. But know until next time that you are completely loved and supported for all that you bring to the table of humanity. It doesn't matter if it's messy or neat. You're human and divine and completely loved. Until next time, know that truth. For more support, information, and inspiration, join me at awakeningtoyourstory.com.